outside activities that she could engage in. And so without her husband, she felt like half her life was gone. Now, the wife found her solitude in a house by the river unbearable. She would cry often and found it difficult to sleep without her husband home. And the wife would often find herself sitting by the front window, waiting for her husband to come home. Now, the wife was not happy about being apart from her husband. And as time went by, the wife's loneliness and depression became much too much to handle. Now, the wife decided that she would take the lover to help ease her sadness and deal with her loneliness. Now, the wife found the lover who lives on the other side of the river from her house. Unfortunately, the only way to get across the river is to walk across the bridge or pay the boatman. Now, one day, the husband announced that he was leaving on a business trip and would be gone for about 3 days. Now, the wife pleaded with him to take her with him, knowing that if he doesn't, she will basically be unfaithful to him. Now, the husband absolutely refuses to take her because she will only get in the way of his important business. So the husband decides to go alone. Now, that night, the wife goes over the bridge, stays with her lover for 3 days. On the third day, the wife leaves because she must be back home before her husband returns. So she starts walking across the bridge, but sees an assassin with a gun waiting for her on the other side. Now, she knows if she tries to cross, he will definitely murder her. Now, in terror, she runs up the side of the river and asks the boatman to take her across the river, but he wants her to pay him to ferry her across. She doesn't have enough, so he refuses to take her. And of course, I added the little map there to give you some concept of what's happening. All right, now the wife runs back to the lover's house and explains her predicament and asks him to pay the boatman. Now the lover refuses, telling her it's her own fault for getting into this situation. Now as dawn comes up, the wife decides to dash across the bridge. And she comes face to face with the assassin, and he kills her. Now, who is to blame? There are 5 characters in the story, right? Here they're listed in alphabetical order, right? What I want you to do is I want you to list the names in the order in which you feel are the most responsible for the wife's death. So, for example, if you think that the lover is most responsible, then you would put the lover in the number 1 slot. If you thought maybe the husband was second most responsible, then you would put him in the number 2 slot, and so on until you complete the list. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to do that, and then I'm going to start picking on volunteers. I'll take volunteers first, and then we'll talk a little bit about the characters. What do you mean I changed it around? It's the same story. I said, what do you mean I changed it around? It's the same story. Did I? I don't think I did.
Professor?
Yeah.
There's a Justin G that's, he said he can't join the class because it's coming up with an error that says he has previously been removed.
He's got to use his first name, full name to get in. If he's not using his first name, last name, he's not getting in.
All right.
Okay.
Can we please share now?
I'm sorry I didn't hear you.
Can we please share now?
Oh, the exercise? I'll give you guys like another minute. All right, so let's talk a little bit about these characters, right? All right, so I see that we got some volunteers in the chat room regarding their what they consider to be most the most to blame for the murder. All right, so we have someone that said, wife, assassin, lover, boatman, husband. Okay. Drolona, why would you say that? Why wife, assassin, lover, boatman? Why? Why? Well, let's talk about the wife first. Why the wife?
Okay, I think it's the wife because just because obviously she couldn't go with her husband because he's on a business trip, so doesn't mean you go and find another lover because you can't be with him. You decide to do something else instead to keep you occupied until he's back.
You feel that the wife wasn't justified, right? That even though she was alone and isolated, feeling all this craziness inside of her, that she wasn't justified in seeking some sort of comfort?
Yes.
Okay. Why the assassin number 2?
Well, because he killed her.
Right.
For crossing.
Right. Right. He's the most obvious, right? The assassin is the one that actually did kill her.
Yes.
Okay? We can't argue that, right? That's the fact. He tried to cross the bridge and killed her. Okay. But why was the assassin there?
Well, I don't know, but the reason why I chose the wife first before the assassin, because obviously the assassin is the most obvious, but the reason why I put the wife before the assassin is because if she wouldn't have crossed the bridge, then he wouldn't have killed her.
Gotcha. All right, what about the lover? Why did you put the lover number 3?
Lover, because he didn't offer to pay the boat guy.
Oh, okay, so his refusal to give her money definitely makes him a culprit in this murder. That's okay.
Right, because she told him that if I don't get the money, obviously I don't have enough to pay him, so if I don't get the money, he's gonna kill me. So
Right.
he let her basically get killed.
Okay. And the boatman. Why did you put the boatman number 4?
Well, the boatman, because he comes before the husband, because the husband isn't to blame, so obviously if he doesn't get the money, then he can't take you, he can't bring you to the other side.
Okay, and the husband you put as last. Why the husband last?
Because I don't think he's at fault.
Okay, interesting list. All right, we'll look at another list from Maria. Marie, why did you put the wife number 1?
Because she already knew that she was going to be unfaithful when the husband wasn't there. So she could have held on more, waiting for him instead of going to another lover.
Oh, okay. All right, and why the husband number 2?
Because he paid more attention to work than his wife.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that the husband definitely has an obligation to the wife.
Yes, and also he might be the one sending the assassin over to the wife, because no assassin would be waiting for the wife to cross the bridge just to kill her.
Yeah, listen, I mean, look, we know that the assassin was the one that actually did the murder, right? We know that he was the one that did the murder, right?
Yes, but
why was he there, right?
Yeah.
Why was the assassin there? How did the assassin know to be on the bridge at that particular time to catch her, right? Remember, assassins get paid to kill, right? Right. An assassin's not just gonna randomly select some wife that lives in the countryside and decide, okay, this is a chick I'm gonna kill, right?
yes.
No, he's there for a reason. Somebody told him to be there. Somebody paid him to be there.
I'm
right?
thinking it's the husband.
So you think it's the husband. You think the husband knows. Well, let's talk a little bit about the husband, right? What do we, right?
Yes.
And we know, or we think we know, that the husband doesn't know about the affair that's going on, right? But yet, right,
Yeah.
when the wife pleads with him, take me with you, take me with you, take me with you, right, he refuses. He says, no, you just get in the way of my business. Would she really? Would she really get in the way of this important business? Right? Okay, so you put the boatman as number 3. Why the boatman?
Because I'm guessing the wife was became a regular client, because she went over to the lover many times, so he could have said, okay, you could have given me the rest of the money later.
Yeah, he could have gave her a break, right? He could have gave her a break and said, you know what, circumstances, you're in danger. Let me take you across, right? But he refuses, right? And what else do we know about the boatman, right? Well, we know that the boatman rides up and down the river every day, his boat, okay? Which means that he sees what? He sees everything, right? He sees when the wife goes across the bridge to the lover. He sees the wife with the lover. He pretty much knows what's going on. He knows that the husband is not home. Okay.
Right, might be the one that tips the husband off.
Maybe. Right. Okay. So you put lover number 4. Why number 4?
Because of the answer he gave the lady when she said that she have to get home.
Oh, okay. So his refusal to. How many people feel that the lover should have given her the money for the boatman?
Me.
I do too. He should have.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of messed up, right? I mean, he is
The
getting
lover.
right. He's getting the cookie, right? He's getting all
Yes.
the love and all that nice wonderfulness, and yet he can't give her money to just cross the river without getting killed.
Yes, it's not like the lady asked him like anything in particular instead of love, like money and stuff. It's not that often that she asked him for stuff. I mean, I guess.
Right. And of course, you put the assassin as number 5. Why did you put the assassin as number 5?
Because he was the one that did the action.
Okay. All right. Now I want to pick a guy, Chris Aiello.
Hi.
What's your list?
All right, so my list is assassin first. He actually pulled the trigger. We know that much. He actually committed murder. And then from there on, it's speculation. We can draw all kinds of speculation around who is to blame for this, who hired the assassin, and they would be obviously the one responsible. If they masterminded a plan, they would be responsible for that. But we don't know that. It's all in the realm of speculation right now.
Right.
We have a number of people here who are not really the most, so they're not very kind. The boatman wasn't very kind. He could have done better. The lover could have done better. He wasn't very kind, but we don't have any hard evidence on any of these people. We have hard evidence. There's empirical evidence that the assassin committed the murder. Is the wife responsible for her own actions in putting herself in that position? Absolutely. However, no one deserves to be murdered.
Exactly. Very good point. Okay. Chris, I like the way you're thinking. All right, let me get another Chris, what did you put for number 2?
For number 2, I did put the wife because there's a question mark around the motive of the husband/lover and whomever else may have been responsible.
Right. And who did you put for number 3?
I put husband number 3, lover number 4, boatman last on the list.
Okay, interesting. I like your list. Interesting. I like the way you're looking at this, Chris. Good. I like your feedback. Thank you. All right, let me get Daniel. Daniel, talk to me. What's your list?
My list is the wife first.
Why the wife?
The wife, I put her first because she's responsible for her own actions, and her unfaithfulness to her husband is what led her to be killed.
Okay. And who'd you put for number 2?
I put lover as number 2.
Why the lover?
Because I assume at some point he probably knew that she was married and was having this affair, so he's just as equally as responsible for what the wife was doing.
Okay, interesting. All right. And who'd you put as number 3?
3, I put the boatman.
Why the boatman?
Although he wasn't really responsible for her death, but his action to not let her on, even though she didn't have enough money, led her to cross the bridge. Even though that, if you don't have enough money to pay a fare, you shouldn't get on in the first place. I understand that he's just trying to make business.
Right.
But that led to her action of crossing it. So he was indirectly, in a way, responsible for it.
Okay, and number 4?
I put the assassin. because he
Why
was the
the
one who
assassin?
committed the act of murder towards the wife.
Okay. And who did you put as number 5, the last?
I put the husband as last because he wasn't responsible for really anything. He was conducting his own business and making money for the family and stuff like that. And the wife, obviously, if she married him, she knew the schedule that he would be on going on road trips and stuff like that.
Right.
Obviously, the secluded house in like that area didn't make it better. But he was pretty much doing like what he was always doing that I would assume before their marriage.
Okay.
So he was pretty much doing business as usual.
Right.
So I don't think he would be held at any fault.
Okay. All right. Interesting list. All right. Interesting. All right. So let's take a look at the characters before we get to the next step here. All right. So we have the assassin, right? And what do we know about the assassin? Well, we know the assassin is on the bridge, right? We know he was there. So obviously he had information, right? Some sort of information came to him about his presence being there. We also know, right, that he wouldn't be there unless he was being paid to be there, right? Because he's an assassin, all right? Now, we also know that directly he is the one that's responsible for the murder, right? Because he actually did kill the wife, right? There's no disputing that. So let's look at the boatman. Now, the boatman, he's got a job to do. He's riding up and down the boat, ferrying people back and forth, and so on and so forth, right? But here's the thing. He's riding up and down the river every day. So we can assume safely, right, possibly, that somehow, some way, the boatman is aware of the affair, right? He sees the wife crossing the bridge, obviously going to the lover's house, okay? He may not know exactly what's transpiring in this affair, okay, or how long it may have been going or whatever the case may be, but he is probably aware, okay? Now, most of us, if we look at the boatman, the guy's just trying to do his job, okay? And giving people free rides is not really necessarily doing his job, okay? Now, some of us acknowledge, well, in certain circumstances, right, we should be human about our experiences, about what's going on. And in being human, right, we would want to protect her and prevent that murder from occurring. So we would probably give her a break. Maybe, possibly, we don't know, right? Now let's look at the husband, right? Now the husband obviously is very busy. He's a very busy man. He's making all this money, right? He's providing support for his wife. He's supposed to be doing what he's doing, as we expect a husband to do, okay, by social standards, right? However, if we were to judge him by social standards, right, we would say, well, he's fulfilling one part or part of his obligation as a husband, right? He's providing a home for her. He's providing support for her. Okay, he's giving her a lifestyle that he would not be able to give if he did not have this job and was making this money. Okay, but then we could take another step back and say, well, wait a minute, right? Isn't he obligated to provide also emotional support? Right? Shouldn't he be there for his wife if he knows that his wife is depressed? Right? Because we can't say that he doesn't know. He must know. He must know something is going on, right? Because she's depressed all the time. She's crying all the time. Okay? Now we come to the night that he leaves. Now he could have took his wife, right? He could have took it. As a matter of fact, he could have took his wife, turned it into a second honeymoon. Right? They could have got a hotel room. He could have went and did his work during the day and met up with her at night. He could probably go and do something fun, right? But for some reason that we don't know, he absolutely refuses to take her, right? And then we have the lover, right? What about the lover? Well, what do we know about the lover? Well, I can tell you this. I bet you he's young. I bet you he's young and tall and probably got a six-pack and whatnot. Right, if we picture the lover, what do we think of when we picture the lover? Can somebody give me a description of what you would see or picture the lover looking like? All right, so Marie said someone that might be jealous, but that person wouldn't have to send the assassin to get rid of. No, I'm talking about physically. What would this person physically look like?
Tall, dark, and handsome.
Tall, dark, and handsome. Right, male? Is he male?
Of course.
Now, wait a minute. is there any information in the story about the lover's gender or sex?
Zero.
No.
Right? We're all assuming he's a guy. What if he
yeah.
isn't a guy? What if he's female? Right? Does that change how you see the story?
Didn't change anything.
No? Doesn't change anything? Okay, cool. So let's jump back to the wife. Right? Now the wife has basically created this situation. Or did she? Okay, because remember, husband did take the job. He didn't have to take the job. Right? But he did take the job. So one could say, well, the husband's responsible. Or one could say that the wife is responsible. She's the one that actually made the decision to engage in infidelity. Okay? Now, as we discussed, as we heard people talk about their ideas concerning these characters, did it sway you in any way, which way or form, as to who would be the most responsible? In other words, as we talked about these characters and as we heard other people talk about them or read in the chat, did you change your list?
I would say no.
Okay. All right. So, do you really want to know who's to blame? Are you sure? Because it doesn't sound like you guys want to know. All right, I'll tell you.
Tell us, please.
All right, I'll tell you.
Thank you.
Wait, hold on. Let me get there. All right, so what is important to you, right? Wait, hold on. Sorry. Wait, hold on. Sorry, guys. I zoomed in when I wasn't supposed to. All right, so how well do you know yourself? What are the things in life that are most important to you? Now, each of the characters is a symbol and represents a different quality, right? For example, if you chose the assassin as the most to blame, then money and financial security is most important to you. If you chose the boatman as the most to blame, then magic and spirituality is most important to you. If you chose the husband, then love and security are the most important things to you in life. If you chose the lover, then sex and contentment with your, well, let's just say sex, okay? Then sex is most important to you. And if you chose wife, fun and happiness and contentment are the things that are most important to you. In other words, this story is an ambiguous story, right? There are no facts here, except what was in the story itself, right? As Chris pointed out, there's no evidence, right? Other than the fact that the assassin was the one that actually killed the wife. But this story, because it's ambiguous, allows you to fill in the information, right? Using your experiences, your knowledge, things that you know about the world, but also as you interacted with each other and listened to all the crazy theories that went out there as to who could possibly be responsible for the wife's murder. So how does this relate to social psychology? Well, guess what? By feeding you that information, right? Some of you, maybe not all of you, I was able to implant these sort of seeds of information, misinformation, that basically allowed you to pick these particular characters, right? So when it comes to peer pressure, when it comes to the pressure of the group and things of that nature, right, it does have an influence, it has an impact on how we perceive the world. And we're going to be discussing more of this in our next class, okay? All right, everybody, that's it for today. Thank you for participating. I'll see you guys on Monday. If there's any questions, issues, or concerns, you can always send me a text message. Please, no more foul language. And you can also send me an email as well. All right, everybody?
All right. Professor,
That was terrific. Really
I
enjoyed it.
have one question, please.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. What's the question?
I'm trying to find my assignment for the lab you asked to, and I can't find it.
Yes, the assignments haven't been posted yet.
Okay, that's why
Okay,
I
I'm
can't
still
find it.
dealing with some technical issues with Blackboard. But as soon as
Okay,
they're
no
posted, I will send you guys an email, okay?
All right, thank you so much.
All right. Any other questions before I let you guys go?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I picked the assassin as the most responsible just because it's the fact that he killed her. How would that mean that money is most important?
Well, actually, the ambiguous story is a part of what we call a projective test, which we're going to talk about more in the next class. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Any other
Professor,
questions? Yes.
is what's on the screen right now the order in which who's responsible from most to least?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Is what's on the screen right now is who's responsible from like most to least?
No. It's just a representation of what the characters symbolize.
Oh, so who is most responsible?
Nobody. Well, I guess you would say the assassin.
Oh, all right. Have a good evening, Professor.
All right. Any other questions?
Just I have a question.
Yes, they wouldn't have no
Okay,
shit, you know, bro.
For example, I chose the wife as being the most responsible. So does that mean that's the most important thing to me, or
Ty
that's
is
the
about
most
to give
responsible?
a terrible.
Yes, and we'll discuss it more on Monday.
All right, thank you.
Okay? Any other questions?
Something for us to do, just to go over the PowerPoints.
I'm sorry, say that again. Repeat the question.
Is there anything else for us to do, or just to go over the PowerPoint?
Right now, all you need to do is the reading. Okay, so we're going to be covering the reading modules for social psychology. So you might want to get started on that.
Okay.
Right now, as far as the assignments are concerned, until I post them up, there's really not much else to do but read. Okay.
So much. Have a great weekend.
All right,
I
you
know
too.
you're about to say something
other questions?
senseless.
That's it. Thank you.
You suffering because I
All
know
right,
you're about to say
everybody.
something senseless.
Take care. Any questions, issues, just send me an email or text.
Yeah. You this group one time. What, bro? Brother, what? I can't let that go. Brother, I can't let that go. Yo, I'm not on you. I said I'm sensitive. Brother. Brother. Wow, bro.
Yeah, I just want you to come over later tonight.
Man, stop playing with me. I don't got time to be playing these
Mm.
Remember last season one when Cynthia got through them injury crisis, dog. Yo, so what?
Yo, you know, start the match.
Oh.
Yeah, we start the match.
So I was thinking, I feel like I don't want to wait for Renee.
Wait, what?
I just feel like you should come over now. I'm saying come over now. One of my favorite stories about Amazon's beginning was in 1997. Bezos goes to
Experiencing any symptoms of COVID-19.
Alright, you're right. Under one condition.
What?
You can't have no more female roommates.
Get yourself sorted. We'll be deploying shortly.
But they're not saying anything sensible right now, bro.
Listen, fool. Hey, Kevin. Welcome to Arsenal League, my friend.
Set a drop point for your team, soldier. Gas is
Yeah, this nigga does. You're not saying anything sensible right now, bro. Brother, I don't know what it is with Man U fans, but it's like majority of them are idiot.
Dog, you lose, dog.
You know the funniest thing? Man U only have talk because the rest of our team injured, bro.
Dog, you lose, dog. Shut the fuck
Of course we're going to
As
lose,
I
bro.
said,
That's what
welcome
happens.
to Arsenal Club, bro. That's what I'm taught every year.
That's what happens when your entire team is injured.
McMahon and them get injured and do this thing.
Brother.
Welcome.
Brother. Three of my players, bro. My 3 starting defenders are out for the rest of the season.
Welcome, my friend. Welcome.
Brother, my unfarmed goal scorer is out. No. Man over that bunker already.
Sharp. Admit that shit.
What?
Admit that it's shit.
How are we shit if majority of our team is injured?
Brother, injured now.
Never.
You found one by the team.
Never. What does that mean, bro? What does that mean, bro? Sawalan.
Alright, no, brother, me can put out Van de Beek. You can put out
Anyone that look to ball them, I mean, no, so they must score at least one goal.
Who's the top
Nah,
scorer?
score
Who's
no
the
goal.
top scorer in APL right now?
Dog, I don't know, I don't care.
Okay, shut the fuck up, cause it sound like you don't have
Mine
no
is on the
sense.
title, bro.
The title that you're
mine's
not going to win?
Okay then, you can decide that.
Yo, Man U fans them really delusional, you know, bro.
Yes, because we're going to bring back the title where it belongs, bro.
To Man City, cause Manchester is blue, you know, bro.
Him stun.
Right in front, are we? Right there, sir.
Oh, in my here.
Whoa.
Team wipe?
I'll show you.
Team wipe that?
I think so, yeah. Man by them roll out that.
Other team wipe them
Load
load
them
out
on them
still
for
good.
dog. Yo, more man there.
Team wipe no?
Nigga say, I ain't going out there. I ain't going out there.
Alright, we have armor box. Stopping for there for your man.
And me have ammo box.
Jaja.
A man bring the ammo box here.
We already have armor box. We don't
I already
anything.
have an ammo box, bro.
Let's forget for them for them. Huh, bro? I want to see them things deflate first, because I'm not moving, you know. I want to see them things deflate, because them not come back for that. Them loadouts. Them not come back for that, brother.
Loot?
Let's head for the safe zone.
No, why not continue this conversation with this idiot?
Oh, you train no loot, dog.
It is looted, bro.
Loot.
No!
Okay, bro.
You are red boxes, dog.
Loot them.
I'll touch you, dog. Tagging armor. Yo, you come back there, man?
Yeah, one of them come back. And then one flag on down the top.
Heading out.
Oh, one truck come.
Enemy UAV overhead.
That truck, wait there.
Yeah.
One's down. But we get a load out now.
Oh.
I won't today.
Come on, you don't want to?
Yeah, I don't want dog.
Can't go
Bomb, fast quick before the board and take them up. Big fight down there now. Somebody kill one. Yeah, man, a big fight down the dog.
Let's get a load out first now.
Somebody just killed mine, I'm done.
Oh. So we could get a load out then.
Come here, come here, do that then.
Where them are?
Yes.
Them are dropping money.
Yes. That's what my brother said.
Fish now, you drop your money. Drop your money in a dog. Ever drop the money.
They for the money, bro. That's for moving up.
Yeah.
No shot, don't shot. Do not gonna shot. Come in, different buy that, different buy. Them are then load it and then gonna.
Okay, 40.
So what? You might write the letter? Yeah, camera. Balance, yeah.
Enemy UAV overhead. Loadout drop inbound.
Jaja. Yeah, go for the load out there.
Yeah, no, try it right now still.
I'm invited this one.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
No, somebody on my two boxes. The illusion.
They move at this so.
All the man who live down this way. Why man don't turn you?
How many shot back there? Man come.
Yo, Monday right in front of me.
But they for the dog need the man them dog.
Yeah, see.
Behind you, Deva, behind you.
Can't sit down.
You must have cash here, brother.
That's what you have cash here.
Win there.
Oh, so what I mean by that?
If you survive, you earn your freedom. Listen up, soldier. Win here and you'll get if you lose, you're done. You're up, soldier. Now go sort this fucker out.
Nah, what do you think that's a good with that?
They're RTB at this time.
This nigga told him where I was.
Damn right. Chuckle like him suck cock over there.
Sick not even there. Hold on, Dan never join no.
No, it's in their class.
John their class too, Jaja.
Everybody will learn about them 2 times.
Enemy dropping into the AO. Grab some target practice while you can. We're deploying soon.
Once upon a time, a man got fucked. Now how is that fucked up? That's the story of Black
Stop warming up. Stand by for deployment.
Pendejo. Uite, puta.
So you get to be slaves. Y'all niggas don't get no milk, no honey. You just get slaves.
That boy shot.
Fuck up, nigga.
What?
That's true. Man, I'm Lingard scored to more
Brother.
so much months of not playing ball.
Brother.
For real, feel like it's sad.
It's
sad.
Brother, please stop talking to me about Salah, bro. Me talk to you about Salah already, bro. All of the idiot them in our group when I watch Liverpool feel like say Salah is a great player, bro. Brother, you see the goal the man missed today? Him not even put it on target. He kick it out of the stadium. Brother, the man in front of goal and kick the ball out of the stadium. That makes sense? Brother, that makes sense?
Yo, be a man. What's it? Be a man, boy.
Movement. Head now.
This is the Liverpool that I remember, Chuck.
Yeah, when all our players are injured. At them time they only love for boys.
You know?
At them time they only love for boys.
Brother, but that's gonna pick up 7 Van Dijk.
Brother, how much of them goal there was deflection, bro? What the fuck? How much of them goal there was deflection?
Pick up 7 when I'm Matip and Van Dijk can play, brother.
Oh my god. You talk about 4 deflection goal, bro? That make it sound like say the man them outplay. We concede 7 to Aston Villa, and 4 of them was deflection goal because and keeper errors from a keeper that cannot play.
A goal is a goal, a goal is a always scored as a goal. Man shit on the right of me there. Dog.
See that? We stop watching my team and focus on the game.
Listen up, soldier. Win here and you return to the front line.
Team friend them there. Team boy friend them there.
You're up, soldier. Now go sort this fucker out.
Yo, that man, he love him skin, man. Yeah. The man that the man lead us right now, mother tough.
What me I go, Jaja? See if my side can pick up a, can get a little forward.
Located a supply box. Secure that position.
Wow. Talk Canada, teaching game.
There are TB at this time. Your team is KIA. It's up to you now.
One love.
Yo, the one they hot, you know, bro. Cause I know so we didn't go lose, you know, bro. You know, man. Once you rely for Salah to be the main attack, you don't know say I lose. Don't worry, guys. Next season strong. You see me? We don't give up on the season already. We do our God. The city right in front of the world.
City a come back for them title, but you never believe me.
Brother, honestly, the start of the season, we had the best chances of winning the title. Then, No. Yes,
But
we
tell you
did.
said not because City lose.
No, me not
Still
say
so
because
win.
City lose. Me not say because City lose. Me I talk about the fact that we added the players that we added to the squad transcended the squad when it is fit. But we
See right
start
now,
Dog,
get
I the buy
injured
station
by
yeah,
one
first.
by
lose.
one.
You had the buy station first now?
Shut up now.
Objectives updated.
Come back
Move
and
to the next
video that
Pull
location.
it to them.
Wrong with the idiot here, man.
No, you're behind it. Pull it to them.
Yeah, wrong with the idiot here, man.
Come back and video that
Buy a
damn
man now,
thing,
Chuck.
man.
You come like say you're sick fuck each other, you know, bro, cause the two of them get
Sick of
emotional.
what man, dog. Me not nothing to do with you, man.
Two man them get emotional, you fuck, brother. It
Think
no
you gonna suck
count.
a dozen cock for y'all like here.
That sounds very
You want to?
angry. Him not respond
Give
to.
up.
Him not
Yeah?
respond.
You want to?
No, can't.
Oh,
My
okay.
cock too dear, dog. I'm a baby, my cock.
Too short. Okay,
Hold
man.
on. Hold on. You say I'm gonna have to
But
pay to suck
I'm
your
gonna
wood?
pay.
No, bro. No, bro. If that, no, never. No,
The
squash.
boss come to light. The boss come to light
No,
now, man.
squash.
Boss say,
May I record
the
the
boss
audio
sucking
too, you know,
free.
squash. Squash, may I
I'm
record
gonna suck
audio,
it.
you know, squash.
Boss say, nah, sucking free. I'm gonna pay. One buckler.
Supply boxes located.
Buck.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Man, down the box, dog. Chuck it.
May I go back to my station for buy your back, bro. The
Yeah,
sister,
man. Me
the
just
sister
tell
never
you
know
what
have
me want
sense.
here. Cause me know say that me want here.
That we want
Only
here.
Yeah,
thing
man.
We
Yeah,
want
man.
here
Yeah,
say
man.
we want here say you want
yeah.
make a man suck your wood for money.
Eh?
We want hear that.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Brother, I
You
never
sure
said that.
that is
He come to
exactly what
light
you
Never
now.
said.
said that.
That's
Never
exactly
said
The
what you
truth
that.
come to
said.
light.
You said he
The
cannot
truth
suck
Never
it
come to
for
said
light.
free. You say a cock too dear
no,
and can't suck it for
I
free.
did not say that.
What did you say,
Said
sir?
I was suck a dozen one for all like here.
And
That me said.
the man them ask you if years count too.
And
I
no,
said,
sir, me never
no.
answer nothing like that.
Have a
Me
pay.
never answer
Yo,
nothing
the
like that.
man I record it. Yo, when they don't tell me, I go to
I
see.
deny all that speculation be talking about.
No speculations. It's just hardcore facts. It's just hardcore facts. What Rafa Benitez tell Fergie again? It's facts, bro. Just facts.
Dog, Rafa Benitez can't tell for no fucking thing, dog.
One Fergie was robbing the motherfucking league. But they can't tell me shit.
That
In a
too.
rap no league, dog. He's the greatest ever manager, dog.
Nope.
Greatest manager
Yep.
to Grace Man U.
Yep. Yep.
Greatest manager for Grace
Ever
Man U.
manager.
That you mean to
Respect
say?
for the man name. My name is Sir Alex Ferguson, sir.
Yep.
He's the
Yep.
greatest manager for. He's the greatest
No
manager
caps.
for Manchester United. He's not the greatest manager in the
In the
English
Premier
league.
League, greatest ever manager in the Premier League.
No, he is
No
not.
caps.
No, he's not.
Yep.
Man,
No, he's not.
I should just think
Where the fuck this thing down? From the roof?
Yeah,
Bumbo
yeah.
clad.
Long time I know, so you never know you talk about you never.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe
Whoa.
zone.
From where you start
From the
move like
boss
sick,
said.
I'm start
From the
sick, you
boss
know,
said, I'm
bro.
a pay for sucking cock. What do you think?
Yeah, true
never
your
said that, you
talk.
know that.
True your
Dog, I
talk.
be a free
Man say,
you know that.
man,
So hold on, I'm
man
go
say,
run
cock
by
no
the table.
free. That's not the one.
I decline every speculation we talk about.
As I said, on the proof provided, we will make everybody know so that they will get
Oh yeah,
buy
I'm gonna save that right now. Save
Dog, stop
recent
the life
gameplay.
of